Igbinedion University, Okada, in the Ovia North local government area of Edo State of Nigeria, opened its doors to receive visitors from all parts of the world who came to felicitate and rejoice with the founder of the iconic university, His Excellency, Sir Gabriel Osawara Igbinedion, CFR, on the 20th anniversary of the establishment of the university. Igbinedion University, Okada, in Edo State of Nigeria, is indeed Nigeria's premier private and leading university, which has successfully kept faith religiously without fail in the last 20 years to keep to the vision and mission of the iconoclastic and enigmatic founder of the university, Sir Gabriel Igbinedion, CFR, to bequeath to the future generation of Nigerians university education of international standards, where academic calendar is faithfully run without interruption. The foundation students of the Igbinedion University, Okada, arrived on Friday, the 15th of October, 1999, and since then, the university has, without interruption, upheld its resolve to return tertiary education in Nigeria to the internationally acceptable standard calendar of September to June every year. As an eloquent testimony that Igbinedion University is the leader and the most sought-after university, clearly the first among equals, the university population has grown steadily from over 100 in the 1999 and 2000 academic session to about 5,500 students from different parts of the country and beyond today. The staff strength of the university has increased from 55 when it began operations 20 years ago to about 600, made up of teaching and non-teaching staff. In the last 20 years, Igbinedion University has continued to churn out world-class graduates referred to as IUO Blue Sky alumni, who are holding their own and making remarkable impact in their different areas of calling around the world. In fact, one of the distinguished members of the Igbinedion University alumni is Governor Ibrahim Hassan Dakwambo of Gombe State, who obtained his PhD in accounting at the Igbinedion University in 2013. In attendance at the 20th anniversary celebration of Igbinedion University, Okada, in Edo State on Friday, the 10th of May 2019, were former head of state of Nigeria, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, who issued the certificate for Igbinedion University to begin operations 20 years ago. Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki, who was represented by his deputy, the Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shuaibu, the Chancellor and founder of the institution, Sir Gabriel Igbinedion, CFR, who was joined by his amiable wife, Lady Cherry Igbinedion, former Governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Igbinedion, who is the Deputy Chancellor of the university. Others were Dr. Mrs. Nikki Akunde, CON, who is a consultant on the Igbinedion University Okada Endowment Fund. There was also the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of Igbinedion University Okada and former Minister of Agriculture, Professor Sheikh Ahmed Abdullah, OON, the Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu. The guest speaker was Emeritus Professor Munzali Jibril, Chairman, Committee of Pro-Chancellors and former Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission. The lead speaker of the Endowment Fund, Engineer Oluseyi Makinde, was represented by his deputy, Engineer Rauf Aderemi Olaniyan. Professor Oluwaina, who was a former Pro-Chancellor of Igbinedion University. High Chief Senator Benobi, CON, who is a member of the Governing Council of the University. The Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu, was represented by his deputy. The event, compared by multilingual broadcaster and Chairman of Biscon Communications, Prince Bisi Olatilo, and Jide Ilugbo, the PRO of Igbinedion University Okada, formally began with the national anthem and the anthem of the school. The university chaplain prayed, and the welcome address was delivered by the Vice-Chancellor of Igbinedion University Okada, Professor Lawrence Ikechukwu, followed by the remarks of the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of the institution, Professor Sheikh Abdullah.
This university is the first and the best, a brainchild of one man, which has become the jewel of global admiration, and this calls for perpetual thanks to Almighty God. The vision of our founding father and proprietor, Chief Sir Dr. Gabriel Igbinedion, is to establish a different kind of citadel of learning, first of its kind in Nigeria, and indeed in Africa as a whole. And this university is to produce exceptional scholars with depth beyond conventional wisdom, and more importantly, to improve the quality of life. What we are celebrating today is the emphatic, dogged determination of the Isama of the universe. The past administrators and leaders of thoughts of this university, some of them are here. You provided the foundation for which we are building upon. You have always provided immeasurable encouragement to the management of this university. We thank you for your presence, and may God continue to bless you. As I conclude, let me just use this opportunity, a very priceless one at that, to welcome all our excellencies, all distinguished guests, to this significant day, which will remain in the annals of Igbinedion University. I thank you for coming, and God bless Igbinedion University. Thank you. Together with members of the Governing Council, we are happy to be associated with the university. We have learned and still learning to make university governance better. But one needs to sound some kind of warning as we evolve. The first is in terms of educational development, in terms of policies. The policies are galloping towards what I call coordinated confusion. The reason, of course, the governance will be challenged by two positions of policy, two opposing poles. One pole of quality and the other pole of quantity. If we dance towards the quality, then we must reduce the availability of university education. And that will be really leading to undesirable consequences. But also if you dance towards the idea of quantity, then you say you increase upon the accessibility to university. But again, it is also not without cost. So it is indeed kind of thing that there is a need to re-engineering the kind of policy that should govern the growth of universities in our country.
The address of the Chancellor and founder of the university was read by his son, His Excellency Chief Lucky Igbinedion.
Igbinedion University Okada is my brainchild and vision. But His Excellency General Abdulsalami Abubakar, GCFRO, who is our chairman today, gave us a trailblazing position as the premier university in Nigeria. As a military head of state and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1999, he believed in our dream and with great conviction approved our request for a private university. Today, we are the most sought after in the milieu of 70 private universities in Nigeria. We doff our hearts to a great man of courage and faith in a better Nigeria, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, GCFR.
The 20th anniversary lecture of Igbinedion University was delivered by Emeritus Professor Munzali Jibril. In the lecture, themed Endowments in Higher Education Beyond Frontiers, Professor Munzali Jibril, who was incidentally the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, NUC, when the Certificate of Operation was issued to Igbinedion University, also gave further insight into all that transpired surrounding the issues that almost truncated the issuance of the certificate or license to Igbinedion University to begin operations. Professor Monzale Jubril commended the university for consolidating its position as the leading private university in Nigeria, with its innovative programs benchmarked to align with globally accepted best practices. The erudite emeritus professor threw his weight behind the need for universities to go for endowments in education to help cushion the resources made from school fees paid by the students.
It's appropriate for me to begin my address by congratulating the first registered private university in Nigeria, Igbinedion University, Okada, and its proprietor and founder, Sir Dr. Gabriel Igbinedion, the Esama of Benin Kingdom, on the occasion of this on the attainment of this important milestone of 20 years of existence. However, when the new head of state took over in June 1998, Sir Gabriel went to work on him to plead that the applications for the establishment of private universities be brought out of the deep freezer. General Abubakar was favorably disposed to the idea, and so we were given another verbal directive to resume the processing of the applications. Within some months, we were able to recommend the first 3 applications for approval, namely Igbinedion University, Okada, Madonna University, Okija, and Babcock University, Ilishan Remo. Igbinedion University stood head and shoulders above the rest, hence its designation as the first among equals. So you can see Sir Gabriel not only worked for his university, but opened the door for all private universities.
Other addresses that followed were those of the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, which was warmly delivered by his deputy, the Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu. Governor Godwin Obaseki also commended Sir Gabriel Igbinedion CFR for the vision behind the Igbinedion University Okada and the great impact he has had on Edo State, nationally and internationally.
As we gather here today to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the premier private university in Nigeria, the Igbinedion University, we are not only reminded of the multiplier effect of the dreams, but of the effect when they are product of those who know how to make dreams become not only reality, but to become a global phenomenon. I believe that the success story of Igbinedion University is quite instructive. It unfolds the possibility of us as a people to drive our nation quest with the same internal passion and focus which have made Igbinedion University to become a flagship of excellence. I'm very proud to associate and celebrate with you in this auspicious occasion in Igbinedion University. And on behalf of Mr. Governor, again, I want to thank you for listening. May God bless this university, God bless Edo State, and God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
The discussion session followed with Professor Eddie Iragbe, Dean, Faculty of Arts, University of Benin, moderating. The discussants were Professor Friday Okonofwa, Vice Chancellor, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo State, Dr. Tunde Adekola, Higher Education, representing the World Bank, Dr. Theo Ifeodoru of the Global Education Consulting, also consultant to Governor Siriake Dixon on education, and Professor I.C. Chiedozie, former Deputy Vice Chancellor of Igbinedion University, Okada. At the end of the discussion session, there was a general consensus that if universities tag on to the endowment window, which has gained universal acceptance globally, it will bring a lot of positive changes to the learning landscape of universities in Nigeria. There were more goodwill messages from Omotola Jalade Kehinde, perhaps the most influential actress of African origin, and Harvard-trained multiple minister emeritus and a consultant in endowment, to Igbinedion University, Okada, Chief Mrs. Nike Akonde, CON.
I'm so happy to be here today to be honoring my papa, Chief Igbinedion, and his wonderful, beautiful wife. I've heard about Igbinedion University all my life, and it's a university that has been consistent. The standard has been very high, and I liked something one of the panelists said. He said the school should remember to follow up on their students and not wait till when they become presidents to start to celebrate them. I think that's a very, very good suggestion. I know a very good amount or number of students from this school. They have kept their honor and they have been very, very honorable. I would love to see them being celebrated and they were inducted and brought back to the school to support and to role model other students. As a young person myself, I want to say to all the students of this school, you are lucky. Congratulations and thank you for having me. The university is the first university in the sub-Saharan Africa to establish telemedicine and teleconferencing facilities. The university is the first private university to produce medical doctors in sub-Saharan Africa. And producing highly, and also the first private university to have first-class graduates in law. And also emerged the winner of the 2017 Inter-Universities Debate Competition in Botswana. The university occupies a pride place in the tertiary education firmament in the country. On my part, I pledge to continue to contribute my quota to the progress of the university, given my new role as the university consultant on endowment. By the grace of Almighty God, we shall deliver on this assignment.
The address of the former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, who was the chairman of the occasion, was full of commendations for the great foresight of Chief Gabriel Igbinedion CFR in championing the establishment of the first private university in Nigeria, which paved the way for the emergence of so many today. He congratulated him for his giant entrepreneurial strides in different areas, while helping to create employment opportunities for thousands of Nigerians.
I also recall the epoch-making event in 1999 when my humble self as the head of state of the Federation gave approval for the establishment of the private university in the country after prolonged deliberations on the desirability or otherwise of private universities in the country. In particular, let me commend the Usama for doggedly for 9 years following the establishment of his university. Your Excellencies, this historic approval provided a unique platform and opened the space for private intervention in provision of tertiary education in Nigeria and resulted in the presentation of certificate number 01 to Chief Sir Dr. Gabriel Osawero Igbinedion CFR, the Honorable Chancellor and founder of this great university, on 10th of May 1999. I urge you not to rest on your oars, as only the best is good enough for Igbinedion University, having attained this lofty height. I will now conclude my address without appealing to all of us to ensure we maintain peace in this country. Because if there is no peace, there wouldn't be any university. So it is absolutely necessary for us to make sure we maintain peace. I'm happy here among the founding fathers of this committee, Senator Obi is here, and I commend his efforts, and all those who join us to make sure that peace reigns. So may peace reign in our country. God bless Nigeria. God bless all of us. Thank you for listening.
The 20th anniversary celebration of Igbinedion University, Okada, Edo State, in changing the educational landscape of Nigeria, ended with the cutting of the anniversary cake, which was conducted by Lady Cherry Igbinedion. Biscon Communications heartily congratulates Sir Gabriel Osawara Igbinedion, CFR, on this groundbreaking stride as we look forward to his birthday in September this year.